Can you check the lens, like when I sit there? Am I too pucat?
Your hair is like
Gillette. Let's get the bigger hammer out. Hi guys, and welcome back. Hari ini, we are going to talk about a new law that may affect tourists. So I live in Bali. 80% of the economy is based on tourism, katanya. I think that's accurate. Soalnya, Gunung Agung was like erupting every 5 minutes. Maaf, ini pakai lip gloss ini suka ada bulu-bulu nempel. Ya, pas Gunung Agung suka erupsi dikit-dikit, a lot of people in Bali were laid off work temporarily karena the hotels weren't making as much money and people were panicking karena... Anyway, yeah, tourism is very important for Indonesians that live in Bali. A lot of people come here to find work in the tourism sector. So yeah, we do need tourists over here. I do not want my neighbors being poor. You know what I mean? This may affect tourism. So that's why I'm talking about it. But the thing is, the new law is about relations before marriage. The reason this affects tourism is because foreigners like to come to Indonesia with their partners. Dan di barat itu enggak selalu nikah gitu. Dan enggak harus nikah. And enggak harus ngumpet-ngumpet. Like your mom, your dad, everyone's down with it. So in those cultures, it's not immoral. Like you can bring your boyfriend of 5 years over to your house and stay in the same room together in your parents' house. That's quite normal. So a lot of the time, relations before marriage nggak jadi masalah. Even with your parents. Dan ada juga yang nggak mau punya relations before marriage. So that's fine too. As long as you don't hurt anybody else, it's all good, right? Anyway, in Indonesia, there's going to be a new law, unless Jokowi stops it. But I don't really see Jokowi stopping this one. If he does, I will be shocked. I think it's going to go through, and it's going to mean that you will need a marriage certificate to check into a hotel if you're with somebody of another gender. And as you know, banyak sekali, like tourists come here with their boyfriends and girlfriends and whatever, and they just come for a vacation to have a good time. They are not married, and they don't have to be married in their culture. So it could potentially hurt tourism, but I just want to say that, like, to the foreigners, Indonesia has always been like this. It just wasn't like the law. It's like this. I've lived in many different places in Indonesia, like many different types of places. So like I've been here with like very little money, and I'd have to live in like a rumah petak or like a kosan yang, well, maybe in today's terms it would be like 1 million rupiah or something, or 600,000 rupiah. Like anyway, those really like low level like kosan places, boarding houses with like no AC and no hot water and just like bare bones. Those types of places have always asked for like a marriage license if you are going to be there with someone of the opposite sex. Even in a rumah petak, which is kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of bare bones as well, and you pay yearly usually. Yeah, if you move in there, I had a boyfriend when I was living in a rumah petak, and I had a knock on the door at 7:30 p.m. It was Pak RT. Okay, so I opened the door. There's a man with an epic mustache, really, really nice mustache, and it was Pak RT, and he said, "Tolong jangan ada tamu jam segini," at 7:30 p.m. Unless it's your brother. So yeah, my boyfriend had to go home even though we weren't even doing anything. It was just like 7:30 p.m. and we were eating KFC, like on the floor. Like that's all we were doing. But yeah, so I've been dealing with this for like ever. This has always been a thing. It just wasn't law. And so now it's going to be law, and I think it's going to be just like it was before. So like I would have problems if I wanted my boyfriend to come to my kos or my rumah petak, but my other bule friends who lived in apartments that were like, you know, not 7 million a year, but like 7 million a month, they never have problems. Yeah, you can bring girls over. Yeah, you can bring guys over. You could do whatever you want. Because in Indonesia, you have to have money if you want to sin. And it's always been like that. I think the apartments might be involved with envelopes. I think there's money changing hands now already. And I think there will be more money changing hands in the future. And I don't think this has anything to do with you as a tourist if you're a tourist. I think what's gonna happen, sorry, I like to predict things. I don't even know if I'm right or not. And this is all alleged. This is just story time, basically. Okay. So yeah, I think when you come to Indonesia after this law is passed, and I think it will pass, but we'll see, you could stay in the Four Seasons, and they're not, I don't think you are going to be faced with this issue at all. This is just my tebakan. This is just my guess. But if you stay at one of the cheaper places, then the owner of that homestay probably doesn't have enough money to protect you from this issue. So I think this is going to affect the surfers. There are some rich surfers out there, but a lot of surfers are just like kind of enggak pas-pasan sih, but like they're not staying at the Four Seasons, you know what I mean? Like the majority. So I think the smaller homestays around this area, I think they will be affected because, yeah, those are the tourists that are going to be affected. The ones with not too much money. Yeah, the wealthy tourists, no, they'll be fine. I don't think anybody is going to be faced with this new law unless the people who own the hotel don't have enough money to protect the guests. I think this is an issue of like Indonesians lawan Indonesians. So it's Indonesians versus Indonesians. It's not Indonesians versus foreigner. Foreigners are just kind of caught in the middle, and it's not on purpose. And so it's these people want money from these people so that they can continue making money from these people. And I think that's what's gonna happen in Bali. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong, but yeah. In Indonesia, you need money to sin. Like, that's how it's always been. So I think this is the same. Like, if you want to sin, then stay in a place that costs 2 million a night instead of 200,000 a night. And if you can't afford it, well then repent. Anyway, buat teman-teman Indonesia, like these tourists, like mereka kebanyakan, like 99%, like mereka nggak pikir itu dosa, and it's just like sudah diterima 100% sama mereka sendiri, sama keluarganya mereka, sama apa, and yeah, kasihan banget kalau mereka harus penjara 6 bulan, and then yang repot ibunya. You know what I mean? Like, mereka repot, tapi ibunya juga repot, bapaknya repot, keluarganya repot. And then they didn't even think it was a sin. Padahal mereka kesini cuman mau spend money sama beli oleh-oleh dan enjoy the pantai. I don't know, it's really sad. I think, hopefully, they will exempt Bali from this new law. If they don't, I want to say to the tourists that Thailand is wonderful this time of year. And also, don't worry about Indonesia. If you have enough money to live in like a relatively nice hotel or place, I predict that this is not going to be an issue. Yeah, this is going to affect mengena ke bawah. Turis mengena ke bawah. Yeah, because it's just always been like that. This is nothing new. It doesn't affect me personally, but when everyone else in Bali is affected karena 80% hidup dari tourism, that will affect me in the long run because I don't like seeing my neighbors poor. Itu nggak keren. I want them to have jobs and to have a good livelihood. Thanks for watching, guys. And what do you think about the issue? Do you agree, disagree? Because it's like a complicated issue. Yeah. And no judgment here towards anybody, whatever your views are. And thanks for listening. See you next time.